You have her ID?
Your cell phone? No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to?
Because my attorney said not to.
Why do I have to give it to you?
This is evidence.
Evidence.
Ma'am, do me a favor.
She's under arrest. I have to go with. I have to go. I have to go.
You don't have to go with.
Let me help you out.
No, I have to stay. Please don't do this. Don't stay. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags. Yeah. And you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't.
me.
Please, can I help? No, you can't join me there. Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Oh,
Someone's got
God.
to help him get home. It's terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
Is that okay with you?
Please. You don't have that with handcuffs on. She's not going anywhere. Please. Please.
You have anything in your pocket?
No, no.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No,
Plus, you have a necklace on. You
What I
can
got?
take the
My-
necklace
I'll
off.
take
Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
And the earrings.
And the earrings. There's
You are listening to the Roberta Glass True Crime Report, putting the true back in true crime. From New York City, Roberta Glass is now on the record. Okay, how is everybody? So news is, at least from Patty and those in Tallahassee, that the trial is going to start tomorrow. And there is a fascinating new development that Mickey Easterwood is going to testify, the third prison snitch in this case. So, of course, to just review, we have Drina Bernhardt, what Donna Adelson called as her jail daughter. Does everybody remember her? Drina Bernhardt's mother was also in the list of 3 people that were alleged to have said that, how do I put this? That Donna wanted to harm from jail. So she was using let's go back. She was using her lawyer's Apple devices to call Harvey so she wouldn't be recorded by Leon County Jail. This is the allegation. And she was putting out hits. That's on Drina Bernhardt's mother. This is the allegation. The defense says there's no truth to it. Drina Bernhardt's mother, so her jail daughter's mother, her own son, the oldest, Robert Adelson, and the middle woman in this case, Catherine McBanowa. So if you don't know, we're talking about the murder of Dan Markel. Dan Markel was murdered. He was on July 18th, 2014 in Tallahassee, Florida. He was a beloved Florida State University law professor. He was murdered in his driveway. The shooter and the getaway driver have been convicted. So that's Luis Rivera and Sigfredo Garcia have been convicted in this. The middle woman, Catherine McBanowa, has been convicted. Donna Adelson's son, Charlie, has been convicted of murder. He was also Catherine McBanowa, the middle woman's ex-boyfriend. And now Donna Adelson is set to start trial. We've been in jury selection tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to go through. I'm skeptical that we're going to go through 110. I've heard 100 jurors tomorrow. Voir dire for 100 people tomorrow. quickly, but it can go very quickly. So we're set to start at 10:30 tomorrow. I'll be live starting at 10:15, and then opening statements are supposed to start, according to Patty, in the afternoon. But I don't know if they're going to get to that, but let's see. They've been working very efficiently, so let's see if they'll get through voir dire of all 110 people by tomorrow afternoon. So that is how it is going to go. I started today very early with, so let me just show you. It started very early with a hearing, and we'll get into the new prison snitch, Nikki Lockwood. We've talked about her before on this channel, Melissa Lockwood. But let me start with, this is very low audio, extremely low audio. But it'll give you an idea of what I tried to, this is why I was late. I was trying to up the audio in my editing software, and even it going as high as it's going to go, it's not much louder than this. I thought it would be better to just use the CC captions, and they'll pick up what they can. Oh, no, they're unavailable? No. Really? Let's see. So what they're talking about is the defense is trying to bar any of the name change. So Wendy Adelson, this crime was said to be done so that Wendy and the victim, Wendy Adelson, who is Donna Adelson's daughter, is said to have been in a vicious divorce, and the records certainly bear that to be true. At the time of the murder, and it's this whole crime is alleged to have been done so Wendy could relocate to Miami, Florida, from Tallahassee to Miami, Florida, with the two children she had with Dan Markel. And she immediately changed the names, the children's names from Markel to Adelson. And Georgia Kappelman here says she has a email from Wendy to Donna that bears that out, that Donna is part of this name change, and it goes to, I think they said consciousness of guilt, or I believe that's my memory of what I could recall in this. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull this up in the Tallahassee stream. My memory of that is that there were, I don't know. So that's all. My memory of that is that there were subtitles on that, but it was really just with Judge Everett. He's going to hold off on ruling on that till tomorrow morning. So we'll hear about that and some other rulings tomorrow morning at 10:15. So that's what's going on with that. To Melissa Mickey Lockwood. So she's the third prison snitch in this case. And let me try to had a picture of her. Let me just take a quick break and pull it up, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Roberta in the truth zone, mic hitting raw. Spotlight shining, she exposing the flaw. Debunking the myth, breaking their facade. This is Glass City, respect the squad. On these NYC blocks where the skyline flex big. Roberta Glass slicing lies with a truth rig. Innocence frosters, your stories unravel. She's a map through the madness of gritty gravel. Glass don't bend and facts don't break. She's a storm that's called, you feel the quake. Exposing tales, Snitch with crooked seams. Justice in the lens, shattered fake dreams. Screams about killers, painted heroes in disguise. She burning propaganda with fire in her eyes. No glamour for the guilty, she call it straight. She backs victims, the voice stay away. Stats and receipts, no spin, no clutter. Cold cases whisper, she cuts through the mutter. Truth's her tempo, don't confuse the beat. She's standing for the real while you taking a seat. True crime's a block, facts the artillery. Spinning those lies, yo, she checks that misery. Tabloid tales get smashed, no time to play. She's glass hard, break the false and save the day. True crime's a block, facts the artillery. Spinning those lies, yo, she checks that misery. Tabloid tales get smashed, no time to...
Okay, so I keep calling her Lockwood. It's Easterwood. Oh my gosh, I hope this isn't a mental block on her name. Mickey Easterwood. Here she is. Here's a picture of the snitch. This is a more recent picture. Mickey Melissa Easterwood. And she's set to be testifying, or her interview is set to be played as evidence in this case. So essentially she's testifying against Donna. So I'm most curious. Hold on. I'm most curious about these prison snitches. Anyone else? Very right, Melissa. Thank you so much, My Father's Alibi, for gifting 50 memberships. Very generous. Everything is wacky today on my, here we go. 50 memberships, very generous. They'll be handed out at random. And now, thanks to you, we can get a lot more new emojis. We were a couple short. I put up some new emojis, but I was limited what I could do because we needed a new member. So thank you. That should do it. And I think we're going to have a big update, Allison, in your case very shortly. Maybe you'll come on soon and we'll talk about it. But the DA is refusing to go forward with the case. But so there's a new strategy of attracting media and trying to put pressure from the media forward. Yeah, I'm excited for this trial to start too. So thank you, Allison. Horrible DA there. Ay, ay, ay. So thank you to everyone who wrote emails for justice for Nancy Galvani. Hopefully that case, I'm very confident that case will be tried. I don't know why I'm so optimistic, but I am. So that's what's going on with that. To show you Mickey Easterwood's, let me just show you the paperwork in this case. What was put in. So this was filed very recently on the 19th. And it reads, comes now the state of Florida by and through the undersigned assistant state's attorney files the amended answer to demand for discovery, the state's answer. So additional witness, Mickey Melissa Easterwood from Leon County Jail, Tallahassee. Exhibit interview with Mickey Easterwood, Jack Campbell, and certified Georgia. I think that Sarah Dugan is going to do, I was in Patty's chat. I think she was asking people who's going to do the opening. I think Sarah Dugan's going to do the opening and Georgia's going to do the close. That's what I think is going to happen. But I'm just very curious what these prison snitches have to say. What's alleged, what's been written about, is that they were being used by Donna as witnesses in her case, saying that Catherine McManaway has set the whole Adelson family up, and Donna Adelson was writing the script for them to testify. And if she's writing the script, you know it's going to be pretty bad. Hey, Wesley loves Octoberfest. Thanks so much. More cash for the cat door. I need it. Thank you very much, Wesley. Nice to see you. So if that's what's being alleged, I just can't wait for that testimony. The testimony that I'm most excited for, I've said it before, I'll say it again, Robert Adelson, who we've never heard from in these cases. We've only heard from him a little bit in these trials, but we've only heard from him in one podcast, and it's just a few lines really from him about his background, just a few minutes. Very curious what he has to say about his mother, Donna. According to what's been leaked, he said that his mother, Donna, is a very self-interested person and is not the type to be intimidated easily. So going against Donna's defense that she was terrified and in fear and just paid these people because Charlie was being extorted, I think. And Charlie Adelson is set to testify too. So there was also in another filing, they talked about Melissa Easterwood's testimony. Here they said on August 11th, so this is all very recent, 2025, Mickey Easterwood informed law enforcement Bernhardt questioned and manipulated Adelson. So the defense is using it too, saying she was used by this prison snitch, Dorena Bernhardt. Let me just show you her picture. Dorena Bernhardt. And so they're saying Dorena Bernhardt manipulated Donna and did more than just listen. There's also Patricia Bird is also a prison jailhouse snitch, may testify in this case against Donna. Very curious to hear. So they said during the August 11th, 2025 interview, Easterwood said that it was very obvious that she was trying to get information out of Donna. Instead of acting as a listening post, Bernhardt was not merely a passive listener. Well, can you imagine how odd that would be if they were really close friends and all of a sudden she just clammed up and didn't take part in any part of the conversation, asking no questions at all about what Donna was talking about? She continued to engage in conversations with Adelson. Statements purportedly made by Adelson after December 20th, 2025 were a product of these conversations. So anything where what they call all this, anything to do with these prison snitches and Donna Adelson's calls with Harvey alleged to have been made by her on her lawyer's Apple Watches, they call that the investigation. The state's desire to elicit additional statements from Adelson resulted in 3 additional recorded interviews with Bernhardt, January 13th, January 20th, and February 11th. Okay. So if the trial is starting tomorrow, I will be there. I'll be there tomorrow for jury duty anyway. I'll starting at 11:15. That is all the news that is fit to print in Donna Adelson's trial. I read a little bit on the local reporting on jury duty. They said that some one law enforcement official was questioned to be a juror. And he said that he knew about the case, but he didn't have all the facts. But a lot of people were let go. We saw a whole host of people let go at the end of the day for reasons either they were going on vacation or they had ailments or they couldn't commit for some other reasons to a 2-week trial. So I want to end the, does anybody else have questions, comments? Let me check in with you all before I okay, I'm going to end this episode the way I do so many episodes. Yeah, there's a parole hearing for Eric Menendez is also tomorrow on Lyle and Friday. I'm so disgusted with those two psychopaths, the prospect of those two psychopaths getting out, but there's California for you. All right. I'm going to read from victim impact statements. This is from Tamara Danko. It's a long one. It was written in Charlie Adelson's case. To the Honorable Stephen Everett, I met Dan Markel on my first day at Harvard Law School in 1997. We were assigned to the same small group and quickly became friends. Danny was one of my oldest friends, close from those first days in Cambridge to the last several years preceding his death when we both lived in Tallahassee. He was my classmate, my dance partner, my constant, my advisor, my confidant, my dear friend. We shared past, present, and future. A classmate remembered Danny and I becoming fast friends our first week of law school. Quote, you were like two pieces of the same puzzle, finally reunited, quote unquote. Until his death, through loves and losses, children, distance, and closeness, that remained true for us. We loved and supported each other. He was a blessing in my life. From many walks around Harvard Square and Tallahassee's Lake Ella to nights of music and dinners, wherever we happened to be in the U.S., intellectual discourse and debate, discussions of Judaism, meeting up for our children to play together, and countless hours sharing our deepest of truths and understandings over meals, on the phone, or at his home. He was my dear, beloved friend. We watched each other grow and evolve over the years, providing each other advice and encouragement. He lived every moment with joy and loved mightily. When Danny was killed, there was a tremendous outpouring of grief, love, and support from friends, family, colleagues, students, and communities, not only in Tallahassee, where he lived, in New York, where he often traveled, or at Harvard, where he attended college and law school, but from across the nation, Canada, Israel, and around the world. Even today, people continue to speak of his life and how he personally touched and changed their lives. His voice, his hugs, his heart are missed beyond description. How could one man have such an impact on so many? He was not an actor, politician, or preacher. How could so many feel his loss so deeply? His colleagues and students deeply respected him. His family and extended family of friends loved him unconditionally for the unique, genuine, witty, brilliantly sarcastic, loving, affectionate, intelligent, sometimes goofy, empathetic, kind, adventurous soul that he was. He was indeed a prolific writer, a brilliant mind, an innovative scholar, professor, mensch. So that means like good guy in Yiddish, and friend who was devoted to his family and faith community. His contributions to the legal and academic communities are well documented in more than 30 published articles, in his writings and commentaries on Prof's blog, and in the minds and hearts of the countless colleagues and students he inspired and influenced over the years. whether as a leader at Harvard Hillel, a resident tutor at Lowell House during law school days, a traveling fellow and scholar, or a professor of law at Florida State University. Jewish or not, if you were within traveling radius and Shabbat dinner or any dinner was to be had, you were invited to join Danny. Despite very diverse circles of friends across the world, he managed to be there for his friends. He has been referenced to as the great connector and internet before there was an internet. He has been referred to as the Johnny Carson of academics, inviting you to the stage and then encouraging and inspiring you to reach new personal levels. He's been called a collector of people, the kind of friend who you could not speak to in years, and in a moment of contact, you picked up exactly where you left off. He was quick to foster your potential, to challenge you towards your best, to support you through the best and worst of times. Danny was a seeker of truth and justice, an exceedingly insightful man, unafraid to hear and believe the hardest of truths, unafraid to tell you what he was thinking, unafraid to love and support his friends, unafraid to show emotion or ask for help. He was truly a man of wisdom and discernment. He cared about you and was fully present whenever he was with you. He easily created an emotional intimacy that led to deep personal connections. He had a dozen nicknames and terms of endearment for those he loved. Danny's heart was with his boys, his little bears, delicious ones, wonder balls, and magical ones. He was in awe of them. He loved teaching them about his deep faith, tradition, ritual, and importance of community, family, and friends. He was a shamelessly proud and involved father. From before their birth until his death, and every single moment in between, Danny glowed with love and pride in his boys. As someone who appreciates fine art, Danny found no better art than that of his sons, and their artwork was frequently displayed throughout his house. As a music lover, Danny found no sound sweeter than that of his boys singing. Wherever he could, often daily, he would go to preschool just to share snack time with them. He was one of the best fathers you could ever meet, and his boys deserved to know him. On a personal level, having experienced both the murder of a close childhood friend in 1982 and personal violence as an adult, I was cut to the core by Danny's murder. It tore open old wounds and removed any sense of peace or safety I had struggled to rebuild. He believed in me and supported me in healing from trauma when some others did not. He was a comfort, a shelter in the storms of life, a place of refuge. His needless death left me without a safe haven and tore a hole in my heart. The month before he died, he took me out to dinner for my birthday, and we shared our latest hopes and dreams. His violent loss was jarring. The knowledge that while I was working less than 2 miles away, my beloved friend had been gunned down in the supposed safety of his home garage was heartbreaking. It also meant that the house where I had spent many hours with my friend, where I had felt loved and understood, now felt tainted and unsafe. Indeed, safety was an illusion. If in broad daylight such a monstrous crime could occur, every new detail of his murder added to painful disbeliefs and a loss of ability to trust those once thought known. My children cried when I told them what had happened. Having to explain to my children that Danny was murdered in the house where they had played with his children was unthinkable. Tallahassee itself became associated with a lack of safety and peace for our family, and we moved from the area soon after his loss, never wishing to return. Watching their mother grieve deeply affected my children greatly. Danny's loss continues to deeply affect his family and friends around the world. It impacted the Tallahassee community, the state of Florida, and the nation. The callous disregard for life and cold calculation of his murder, in addition to those long 9 years waiting for everyone involved to be brought to justice, have left family and friends grieving indefinitely with an open wound. Seekers of justice disheartened, and shocked members of the public yearning for the full truth, so that such a self-serving, premeditated, heinous act will never be viewed as inconsequential and repeated. No combination of words, however eloquent, can fully capture Danny's spirit, can fully convey his passion for life, can adequately pay him full tribute. Danny gave a little bit of himself to everyone he touched, and he remains a blessing in their hearts. His memory brings joy, peace, and healing. Danny was a dear friend to so many, and to me. I love him always, and I will miss him forever. For all who knew him, his loss leaves a void that cannot be filled. Dan Markell was simply irreplaceable. Sincerely, Tamara Danko. That is what I have for today, guys. I'll be back for the beginning of Donna's trial, hopefully tomorrow afternoon, but I'll be back before that for the end of voir dire and jury selection at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Please support the channel. I cannot do it without you. This is all listener supported. The links are in the bio. You can send a donation via Venmo, buy me a coffee, or become a Patreon supporter and get access to content you won't get anywhere else. Please hit the thumbs up on your way out, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow at 10:15 a.m.
What a stitch you're in. You plotted a murder 'cause you wanted to raise your daughter's kid. Tallahassee is just a stop on the way to civilization. Miami is where all the fancy people are at. The TV is a Power 5. You can't get away from that. Two-toe, tay-toe, hoo-ho, you know the guy you pay, and you can't get away from that. Oh, Donna, what a stitch you're in. You thought jail was just for the little people, but now you're so blankets with the locked-up crew. You're a grandmother in lockdown, and your one-way ride to freedom you blew. What a stitch you're in. Your family are exiled from the social circles you swam in. We all know you never made that banana bread or offered to babysit for Dan, but you'll soon be making license plates and thinking about what could have been. Oh, Donna, you had no